was born and raised in a very Catholic country, the Philippines. I was eldest of 7 siblings, and my father was a prominent lawyer who was very liberal, a progressive thinker, and he doted on me. So I grew up very confident and adventurous, and because I was good in school, he had big plans for me. He told me I can be whatever I want to be. I went to the university and then afterwards was offered a scholarship to take up my master's in business management at a prestigious international school. I was very eager to become a career woman. I thought that marriage and children were not for me. But life takes strange turns, and mine did too. I fell in love with a classmate, and looking back, and even logically speaking, he was somebody I should have had nothing to do with. For starters, he was a foreigner, an Indian, a Muslim, and had 2 little children in a previous marriage. Nevertheless, a year after our graduation, we were married in an interfaith ceremony in a Catholic church, and then I left the Philippines to live with him. My husband did not want me to work outside the home, and since we were starting a family, I agreed. And to better understand him, I embraced his culture and religion. I became a Muslim. But despite these, my marriage was in deep trouble. By the time I was pregnant with my second child, I could not recognize the woman I had become. In my agony, I could not even ask God for help, since I had forgotten how to pray. As a Muslim, I was taught to recite prayers by memory in Arabic, and I did not know Arabic. I was so miserable, I felt that my soul was dying. One day, while we were on a tour at Colonial Williamsburg, we entered a church. The choir was practicing, and I stayed back to listen. Kneeling there, I felt a wave of homesickness wash over me, and I started to cry, and I cried for a long time. I felt that the God whom I knew before and whom I rejected for a God I did not know was calling me back. And I realized then that I had run far away long enough, and it was time to go home, back home to my God, my Jesus. So I returned to the Philippines and to my parents' home. I talked to the bishop. I made him my confession and had my 2 children baptized. Even when I reconciled with my husband, I continued to practice my Roman Catholic faith. We had another child and stayed married for about a dozen years more. In the season of Lent, I remember the dark days of my marriage, when day by day I carried on, feeling so alone and thinking that I was doing all the lifting with my own strength. I could not see then that God had always been with me, was always with me, there, taking care of me and protecting me. And even when I was unfaithful, He was faithful to me. I could feel that He loved me and has forgiven me. Today, I'm slowly healing from the traumas of the past and is becoming the woman that my Heavenly Father has assigned me to be and to fulfill the plans that He has for me. He has granted me, to paraphrase the Canticle of Zechariah, free from fear from all my enemies and all those who hate me, to serve Him in holiness and virtue all my days.